Assalamualaikum puan. So today we will do kinesthetic and visual imagery questionnaire KBIQ. This is to determine the extent to which individuals are able to visualize and feel imagine movement. So this assessment consists of two different parts, in which the first part is visual imagery skill to assess the clarity of the image that you imagine, and the second part is kinesthetic imagery skill to assess the intensity of the action that you imagine. First, I will ask you to assume the start position. Second, you will be asked to perform a movement from your seated position once only, following my instruction. The movement must only be performed once. Third, you will return to start position and imagine performing the movement that you just executed. Do not actually perform the movement. Imagine it only once. Finally, you will be asked to rate on a 5-point ordinal scale the clarity of the visual image or the intensity of the sensation associated with the imagined movement. So for the first part, which is visual imagery skills, after you imagine the movement, I need you to describe to me what kind of image you see. Whether you see no image at all, or the image you see is blurred, or you see moderately clear image, or you have got clear image, or the image you see is as clear as seeing. Sit upright with the head straight and hands resting on your thigh. Observe what I do. Now do it. Okay. Return to start position.
Now, imagine the movement that you just executed just now. Okay, so can you please tell me the condition of the image that you imagined just now? It's blurred.
For kinesthetic imagery skills, after you imagine the movement, describe to me the intensity of the movement, whether you feel no sensation at all when you imagine the movement, or you feel mildly intense, or you feel moderately intense, or you feel intense, or when you imagine the movement, it feels as intense as executing the action. Okay, so now sit upright with the head straight and hands resting on your thigh. And then observe what I do. Now your turn.
So what do you feel when imagining the movement?
I feel a little bit intense during moving my head.
So as you can see, there's score written beside all the items for both skills. That is the score. So the total score for visual imagery skills is 11. For kinesthetic imagery skill is 13. And the total score of both skill is 24/100. So for KVIQ, the better the score, the higher the score, the better it is, as it indicates that we can use motor imagery based intervention. But in this case, we can see that this patient got quite low score, which is 24, which means that for skill relearning purpose, motor imagery based intervention might not be the best intervention to be used to for skill relearning purpose.
Okay, so because you cannot move both of your hands, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna demonstrate to you how I do the elbow flexion, and then you need to observe and listen carefully to what I say. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate it now. So I put my hand on my thigh, okay, and then I lift my hand straight, and then turn my palm upward, and then I'm gonna flex my elbow to bring my palm nearer my shoulder, to touch my shoulder. Okay, so yeah, try to imagine the movement.